welcome to Behind the Fuzz number 8. My favorite number, good for me. It's Monday night right now. Usually I spend these nights to watch Raw online because I still don't have cable right now. But unfortunately, Monday Night Raw has become so bad in my eyes that it's virtually become unwatchable. Hell, if it wasn't for the fact that I was always working, even if I wanted to watch SmackDown as well, I wouldn't, because it's not that the writing has gotten so bad. Well, not as bad as TNA is, but the fact is all the champions right now is probably the worst line of champions that we've had in like 10 years. Like, first time I remember, I thought the worst line of champions was the ones at the end of 2000. We're currently at the worst lineup of champions we'll ever have right now. Hopefully that'll change at WrestleMania. Really, it's not worth talking about WWE in particular right now, especially now that it's all power to the Diva Search rejects, the Canadian Call Girl Maurice and Mrs. Undertaker Michelle McCool as the women's champions. It's not worth the headache to go over that again, especially after all the debacles and arguments I've had with friends over Twitter about it. Instead, I'm going to talk about something a little different. I'm going to try my hand at reviewing something again, because I don't think my Wolfman review got enough views. Hopefully this one will, but who knows. But anyway, I'm here to talk about something that's a little close to here. I'm talking about the latest album that was released last week, Gorillaz Plastic Beach.
Welcome to the world of the Plastic Beach.
Now, why Gorillaz, you may ask? Well, why not Gorillaz? I mean, perhaps it's because I have both the first and the second albums, and both Phase 1 and Phase 2 on DVD, and the live Demon Days concert, and their book, Rise of the Ogre. I think I might fall into the lines of being a big fan of them, basically. In other words, yes, I am a fanboy. Deal with it. With that being said, how does Plastic Beach measure up to the first two albums that they've released? Well, let me just say how the other two albums fared in my eyes. First, their self-titled album. This was the album that introduced us to the Gorillaz, with their tracks Clint Eastwood, 92000, Rock the House, and there were plenty others. Thing is, besides those and a couple other tracks that I like, including Tomorrow Comes Today and Latin Simone, Que Pasa Contigo, there weren't a lot of other songs in here that I got behind. You know, it was just those certain select songs that I really enjoyed off the album, and still listen to this day. But then Demon Days came along. Man, that was a real big step ahead for them, because with that album, I could listen to every single track on there, just over and over again. You know, and of course, you know, it's also always good to hear songs like Feel Good Inc., Dirty Harry, El Mañana, but it's just that this album was so good that, you know, it was hard to say that there was anything wrong with this album. You know, it was just that good, with all the collaborators and all the special tunes and whatnot. It was damn near flawless. It's one of the few albums that I can listen from beginning to end. So Plastic Beach, yay or nay? Well, it's mostly a yay, I should say. Hey, that rhymed. Because I love Stylo, the first single from the album. I also love Empire Ants on Melancholy Hill, and heck, I even love the intro song with Snoop Dogg. So, you know, this is mostly a good hit and miss album, I should say, because I'll be honest, the first 8 tracks, or at least I should say first 7 tracks at least, those were, you know, the especially good ones in my mind. And then it got to Glitter Freeze, which was kind of different to hear from the band itself. It was, you know, mostly all orchestral. And then pretty much all the other songs on there, like, there were some good ones, like On Melancholy Hill, but then some other ones were kind of a little hard to get behind. I mean, I still enjoyed them, don't get me wrong, but songs like Sweepstakes and even the song that's named after the album, Plastic Beach, a little hard to get behind, especially for reasons I don't know why. My friend Hyper said that some of those songs had no direction after Glitter Freeze and whatnot, so... And I guess he does have a point. So when you consider the transition from Demon Days to Plastic Beach, I would say it's at least 3 steps ahead, but 1 step back. So, it is a lot better than Demon Days in some aspects. But it's not the same way where I can listen to every single track on it. So, basically, I guess what I'm saying is, I guess this is the second best album compared to Demon Days. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this album. I've been listening it to a lot of my iPod. But I guess as a whole, I would say Demon Days is better. But this is definitely a must pick up for all hardcore Gorillaz fans like me. So my personal recommendation is, if you're a hardcore fan of the Gorillaz just like I am, pick up this album as soon as you can. My personal recommendation is also to get the Experience Edition, which not only comes with the album, but it also comes with the booklet, a DVD which showcases the making of the album, and special online access to some special content that you can't find on their website, including a beta for a game, some videos for a live streaming which should be coming up soon, some wallpaper, screensavers, and whatnot. I can't claim to be a musical expert, so obviously I can't go out and say that this is the album of the year, because we're in March, and there's probably going to be a whole bunch of other albums that'll come out that might be better than this one. But to me, this just is the album of the year, for me, because after this, I don't think I'll need to buy another album. So there you have it. The Gorillaz are back, and better than ever. Pick up their latest album if you support their music like I do. And hopefully we'll be seeing some more music videos from them after Stylo, because Lord knows we need to know more about their story, especially after reading the events in Rise of the Ogre. That's just what's so great about the band, because unlike most celebrities, you want to find out what happens to them, and yet you have to work so hard to find out what happens to them by looking it up on Wikipedia and whatnot. It's just worth hearing their story. So, until next time, I'm the Wise Mankey. Keep rocking on.